Hey again everyone. Alright, so another topic I wanted to kind of gloss over and introduce today is witching on a budget. This has come up a lot. I know the kind of budget, spell work, budget witchiness videos are very popular, but I decided to start thinking along these terms and with this theme based off of a response I got to my recent Help Me I'm Frazzled video. I got a response saying that that particular person would like to see videos or enjoys seeing videos that showcase economic and effective ways to work, to practice. And they mentioned both the witchy videos and the organizational videos, so I'm going to take a look into that as well, but I thought it would really work for the witching videos at the moment because I am in a particular spot where I have to be on a severe budget. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that in my video on bartering. But basically I'm away from home, I'm away from all of my tools and all of my supplies for several months, and it gets a little irritating sometimes, and I don't want to spend any money on getting new things because I know that I have them at home. The other thing is I know, well, this is part of the first lesson, so let me go ahead. So that was the introduction. I want to talk about witching on a budget because it's been brought up and I think it's a good thing. Now, lesson 1. This is where we're going to start. Lesson 1 is exactly what no one wants to hear. So I caution you now, you will not want to hear this, but in all things witchy, spell work, ritual work, you name it, you do not need anything. Not one single solitary crystal or herb or incense or any sort of tool other than yourself. I am a big, firm believer in this. What we do, the work that we do, whether it's ritual or spell work or anything else, the thing that makes it effective is the energy we put into it. It's our intent. And that comes from inside of us. We cannot manufacture it with any sort of bells and whistles. It just doesn't work. Having said this, and this is why I say it's not what you want to hear, I know that many of us, either many of us when we're just starting out or many of us in general, like things. We like to add those bells and whistles into our work. And I can completely understand that because for a long time I did as well. Up until I realized it was not very effective for me. Not so much in the actual work that I did, but just in my lifestyle, moving around and being in different places. It just was not useful to me to drag around stuff. That said, I can understand the desire to have things and to use them in your work. I also will acknowledge that at the beginning it is very helpful to have things, to have tools, to have herbs, to have crystals, because they give us a focal point. They give us something to focus our energy on, our concentration on, and they give us something tactile, something visual. If we're just starting out with energy work, it's difficult because it's not something we can see and hear and feel and touch. So without having that focal point in the form of tools, it would be very easy for many of us to just give up on it. It definitely would have been for me because I need to be able to see and touch things. So what do you do if you are just starting out, or if you are a very visual or tactile person and you want to have things to do your witchy work, but you haven't got money? because these things can become expensive very quickly. Candles are expensive, incense expensive, especially when you do things a little bit every day or even several times a week. You run through supplies very quickly. So I don't currently have witchy stuff that I can use as an example, but I will create videos that involve me finding things that I can show you. Okay, this can be used for this, this can be used for that. But for the purpose of this introduction, I'm going to show you a little project I did yesterday. So I needed a card. I wanted to send my grandparents one of the photos I took from their 60th wedding anniversary, because my grandmother really liked this picture and I needed a card to put it in. And I had looked in the local bookshop for a card. I didn't find anything I liked. I asked my sister. She had some cards laying around, but they were too small. So then I said, okay. I told myself I was not going to spend any more money. I'm going to use what I've got. How can I make this happen? Well, just so happens that when I was cleaning out this room that I'm in, and on a trip to my sister, because she has various crafting supplies, I managed to find this scrapbooking paper, this craft paper. I have a couple different colors, and this white paper on here and on the inside is actually calligraphy guide paper, I guess, so the lines are on the other side. I just turned it over. It had this nice white back, and I stuck it in here because it was a nice paper. So I used found materials and I made a card. The little sticker was one that I happened to have in my planner. So I created a card, I created an envelope, and I am going to send that picture. The same idea, the same concept can work for spell work and ritual work in our witchy practice. So hopefully I will be creating several additional videos for you, and my purpose in that, my point in that, will be to basically ransack my family's house, go out into the wilds, see what I can find, and then show you how I'm going to use it in a typical witchy process. That, I'm hoping, will be a lot of fun. I'm hoping you enjoy it. If you have any special requests for anything that you've been wondering, how can I do that? I don't have the right tools, I don't have the right materials. Please let me know. Tell it to me in the comments, and I will see if I can come up with the creativity to make it happen based on found objects and materials. I think it's going to be a fun and great project. So stay with me for it, see how it goes, and let me know if you try the same. Talk to you later. Bye.